are on this command, pwd. Pwd, it is just to print the working directory. It is showing where you are working from. So here, this is the path. So it means we are in this directory called tutorial. So as our teacher said, when we list, it is just showing all what we have in this directory. So we have what are the tsv, ref.fa. These are the files that we have here. Cut on the ref.fa. So when we try to open ref, so these are what we have here in this file. We have chromosome 1, we have this ACGTA, whatever, chromosome 2, we have these things.
Question. Why is it important to know your working directory?
Yeah. Why PWD?
To know where you are working for.
Why is it important?
Why is it important? Because sometimes you may want to copy or to move stuff to other data from somewhere and then put it there.
Okay.
So you have to know the path.
What happens if you don't specify the location for the output of your command?
It will come directly to the home directory. That is where that order. When you specify. When that's
Ask Peter.
Well, no. As you said, a lot of things work in the current directory. So if I do ls, it shows me this directory. But the other thing is, and maybe sometimes I can translate. Somebody once called programming and working in the shell is a bit like programming, a little bit like building a bridge that you cannot see. Okay, because when you are using Windows Explorer and you're moving files, do you use PWD? No, because you can see. But here you don't see nothing. Can you maybe explain in concept?
C'est comme une arborescence. C'est une arborescence qui est derrière cet écran noir. Généralement, lorsque vous êtes en train de travailler, même si vous avez une petite limitation, vous ne savez pas, vous avez besoin plutôt de savoir où vous êtes et où vous voulez envoyer les éléments. Le PWD, ça vous permet de savoir où vous êtes. Si vous savez, oui, ça vous localise. Si vous savez où vous êtes et vous voulez envoyer un résultat, il suffit juste de connaître le chemin. À partir du chemin absolu path, relative path, vous pouvez envoyer les éléments où vous voulez. Vous avez besoin, vous, de savoir où vous êtes. PWD, c'est le rôle de PWD.
Yeah. Because so that's the thing that because it's not being made visible to you, you need to ask. It is a little bit visible. It is a little pearl visible because there, my location is here. Where's PWD? I put there. Tutorial. It's shown here, but it's still good to know because it's not made clear to you.
And just to highlight, you remember yesterday when you're running Epitome, right? Some of the things you did with Peter was to specify where your input file was, right? And also specify the output. And for most of you, you have your mpox directory, and then you've created another directory where you want to put your outputs, right? And as Peter mentioned, like a lot of the things that if you run something, it will just put all the outputs in that directory. But sometimes you want to output the directory somewhere else, right? So PWD, think of it as always I don't know, as a reminder or a signal or a map, or it always tells you like, this is where you are. You can always use PWD to tell you where you are, so that as you think of where you want to put your outputs or where you want to get your inputs, you are aware of where you are, okay? Good.
okay, next. So next.
Escape.
Okay. So we have another command which is called head. Head. When you type head and that is the name of the file with TSV file. When you take head and then that's what TSV, it will on your content that it is on orders, it will display just the 10 lines. So the first 10 lines. So these are the these are the line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9. 1,
Is there maybe not enough lines in the file?
4, 6, 1,
From
2,
the
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's what they're 10.
Maybe
Yes,
the
those are
file
10.
does not. Can you go cat?
No, they're 10. They're 10.
They are 10.
Because you're not counting the top of the first line. You didn't count the first line.
It is there. I did. Yes, from my up to 4.
One,
They're 10, right?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's confusing to me because it's repeated. It is 2. I'm going to do it with
You can
fingers.
make a cut on that. To see what is
2, 4, 6,
8.
8, 10. These. These.
Wax every time, right?
They're the fingers, huh? Magic fingers.
So by default, it displays the first 10 lines. But if we want to specify, for example, you want 3 lines, so that's when you are using head minus n, and then you specify the number of lines that you want, and then from this file.
Question.
Par défaut, head affiche les 10 premières lignes. Ça va? Affiche les 10 premières lignes. En tête aussi, c'est considéré comme une ligne. Maintenant, si vous voulez afficher par exemple les 5 premières lignes, il faut modifier le comportement des barres. Le head, on le disait quoi? Affiche les 5 premières lignes. Comme on l'a eu 10 fois plus facile, les 5 premières lignes. Option, on a joué une option pour changer son nom.
Can somebody give an example why you would want to use head instead of opening the whole file?
Tu peux donner un exemple où il a besoin d'afficher juste head ou afficher juste les 10 premières lignes et ne pas afficher le fichier en entier. Tu peux donner un exemple pourquoi tu peux juste afficher le tu as besoin, tu veux.
Moi, je me dis dans le cadre de, par exemple, de la gestion d'une base de données, on n'a pas forcément les mêmes paramètres qu'on peut afficher pour réaliser un test spécifique. Je prends l'exemple. J'ai 20 patients testés positifs, par exemple, au Sandbox. Je veux travailler qu'avec les patients, donc je sais si, par exemple, le deuxième variable qui est affichée, c'est le fameux de l'âge. Donc, je vais travailler avec les moins de 10 ans, par exemple. Je vais demander à tout
Que ça, mais est-ce que ça c'est le même contexte que non, c'est pas le même contexte que head. C'est pas le même contexte que head. Parce que là, par exemple, elle veut fixer une information spécifique. C'est ça, n'est-ce pas? Mais ici, par exemple, dans le contexte, il affiche soit les 10 premières lignes ou bien N première ligne. Dans quel contexte est-ce que ça peut être intéressant?
It's, for example, let's say we are working with FASTA files, right? And it could be that you have different FASTA files. All of them are called consensus.far. Run 1, run 2, run 3. But then maybe run 1 is monkeypox. Run 2 maybe it's dengue. Run 3 maybe it's SARS-CoV-2. And in the header of each sequence, you have the name of the pathogen. But you see, you don't want to open all the files to find out which one is which. And again, sometimes the files are pretty big, right? So opening all of them takes a lot of time and you don't want to do that, okay? So this is a quick way of just having a glance of that file. Is it monkeypox? I mean, of course you can use grep as well, right? But this is a quick way of, which I think she was getting at. Sometimes you could have multiple files, again with similar information. But a quick look on the first few lines will help you determine which file you're looking for. You know, it's efficient, it saves time. Okay?
voulais ajouter à ce qui vient
I
de
think she has a question.
quand vous faites de la bioinformatique, il ne faut pas vous fier au mot du fichier. Il faut aller regarder ce qu'il y a à l'intérieur. Parce que la personne peut enregistrer par exemple un fichier CSV, il enregistre ça point FASTA. Mais vous savez qu'il y a une structure de fichier FASTA. Tant que vous n'avez pas ouvert, vous ne saurez pas que c'est véritablement un fichier FASTA. Ce n'est pas parce qu'on a mis point FASTA que c'est un fichier FASTA. Il faut aller regarder ce qu'il y a à l'intérieur. Bien?
Dans le cadre des méthodes qui sont utilisées, ça. Les méthodes sont celles que l'on a plusieurs fenêtres. Le nombre d'abord de petits, ou bien rubrique. Maintenant, par exemple, un patient.
Non. Head affiche seulement les premières lignes. Maintenant, si tu as besoin d'informations, si tu es en science spécifique, il y a une commande qui fait ça. C'est pas head.
Mais si c'est pour les patients, c'est
Tu fais head, ça va t'afficher toutes les patients, toutes les informations que tu as. Maintenant, si tu as besoin d'un patient spécifique,
Okay. So, as I said, for the head, for this command, you are just going to specify what line you need. So this one is just to print the 3 lines. So if you want more than this, you can add. Even you can put 8, you can put any number, not necessarily 3. So for this tail, this is the opposite of this one. So here, I'm here. So when you print this one, it will give you the first 3 lines. So we are specifying here, head minus N3. So you are printing the first 3 lines. For the tail, as I said, this one is an opposite of this. So this one
c'est le contraire de head. Il
head,
affiche par la
yes.
fin.
So this one is going to print the last line, 10 lines. Okay. So here we have another command. So the grape barito orders. So it is going in this file called orders.txt, and then find the name with this word barito. So it's going to show every line that with the same with this that contains this name called barito. So all of these are the names that with this barito. So
Question.
yes.
You said grep looks for lines with the word, right? So what do you think the command line will do if we have 2 instances of the same word on the same line?
Ask again.
Repeat the question.
So grep looks for a word in a line, right? So let's say here we have chicken burrito, right? What if this line had, let's say, if line 1798 had chicken burrito, what do you think the terminal will print here?
Even that is because this that's what we understand.
Mhm.
So if, for example, this line
Mhm.
has 2 burritos, so it also shows it will bring that line as well because this one also.
So you're saying that if line 1798 has chicken burrito, we'll see 1798 chicken burrito, And then 1798 again, chicken burrito.
That is what I'm thinking.
Okay, that's what he's thinking. What does someone else think?
Si y a chicken burrito sur, disons, la colonne qui est écrit chicken là, supposons qu'il y a burrito là. Quand il va arriver là, il va afficher la ligne. Et puis dans la colonne qui suit, il y a encore burrito. Il va afficher encore la deuxième ligne. La même. Et donc ça va faire des doublons. La question qu'on pose, est-ce que sur une même ligne, s'il y a le même mot recherché, est-ce qu'il va afficher la ligne plusieurs fois?
Il va afficher une fois, et avec le nombre peut-être
Il faut retenir ce que la Bible dit. Donc il faut savoir exactement ce que ça va faire.
Is this?
No, two times.
Oh. No, 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 one, two. Yes. Oh, I can use that folder file actually. So it was test.txt, right? There's that. Test. What dot.
Chicken burrito.
Okay. Okay. So
Cut it. Cut. Test, not test.
so now,
Voilà, on suit le tableau. Donc,
oh,
à la première ligne,
with view. With view.
Afficher.
Ou plus. Okay. Let's see. What happened? Okay. No. Let's find it. Okay. Can you see better now?
So,
Okay. Good. Okay. Now you can see that file has 3 lines. The first line is hello world, right? Which we added there before, right? And now I've added 2 more lines, chicken burrito, and the third line is chicken burrito, chicken burrito. Okay? Now, what you want to do is to do grep burrito. So what do you think it will give us for the third line? So let's do that. Why is it giving us only 2 lines? But line 3 has burrito 2 times. Pourquoi? Line 3 has burrito 2 times. Right? But it's only giving us, because what is grep doing? It's looking for the word on each line. Once it finds that line, that word in that line, it doesn't matter what else is there. Right? Okay?
il cherche seulement burrito la première fois qu'il trouve. S'il trouve la première fois sur la ligne, il passe à la ligne suivante.
Tu comprends?
Il est en train de chercher un baryton. Par exemple, sur disons la troisième. Il arrive, il voit baryton deux fois, n'est-ce pas? Mais il a croisé, après le premier chicken, voici un premier baryton, n'est-ce pas? Il a trouvé baryton, c'est sur cette ligne. Il affiche, il passe à la ligne suivante.
Arrêtez là-bas.
Il s'arrête là.
Arrête là.
Il s'arrête là et puis il va à la ligne suivante. Donc, même s'il y a 20 fois baryton, comme il a trouvé une première fois, il ne s'occupe pas de ce qu'il y a.
Et si moi je veux mettre partout, il ne faut pas aller tout. Il fait là.
Donc, il va afficher la première fois. Il va afficher toute la ligne. Donc, les autres fois où il y aura baryton, tu verras.
If you look, if you want to find the number of times, that's a different question. Okay? But
on the line,
yeah. But for this one, it's only looking for that word. If it's only looking for the lines with the word. So in this case, you don't want to count. All you're interested in is the word there in that line.
Il y a deux barytons.
But
Ça, c'est une autre question.
Okay, now she
yeah,
wants.
but you're looking for a different tool. The event will write this tool, huh? The count burrito tool. But I just want to point something out based on James's example. Okay. We said most Unix tools are small, okay? And most Unix tools are simple. They do one thing. The event will write the count burrito tool because grep doesn't do count burrito. If we need an extra thing, we make, if we don't, look, LS had a problem. And what LS, did we see man LS? I don't know if it's the same on this. Sometimes the tool does a lot of things. Okay, LS actually can do so many different things. Okay, if we look at the options, A, B, C, D, F, so many options. So it's all about listing, but it can do many types of listing. Okay, but in general, we keep the one tool, one job, very simple. Okay, and that means that the data must be simple. Because if we take like you know, often when I find an Excel file, at the top they'll put the heading, author, blah, 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 date, blah, blah, blah. Then down here they'll have a table, bloom, 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 and some other things. That kind of data is difficult for us to deal with. We expect our data to be, everything important is underlined or maybe in a column, but not complicated. Because the tools are simple. You must keep the data simple. So it's a kind of discipline that you learn when you're working. You want to keep things like boxes and simple. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
C'est très important la manière dont vous organisez vos données. Il faut organiser vos données de la manière la plus simple possible. Parce que si vous avez une organisation qui est un peu compliquée, après les outils ne vont pas vous permettre de répondre à vos questions.
Okay, continue. Sorry. Okay. So on this command now, grep barito orders to this. So if we have this word barito in this TSV file, it will display. But if it doesn't find anything, it will not find anything. As you said from the first command, you see where this one is case sensitive. So here you have a capital B. Here it is a small b. So once we have displayed this one and then we get some data, shall see if we type this, we are going to get the same data. So you see it is empty, there's nothing there.
Why? Ok. Ça veut dire que dans le fichier, Burrito a écrit avec quoi? Grand B. Et lui a donné quoi? Petit b. Donc ça veut dire quoi? Que la casse est importante. Et le terme qu'on utilise en bioinformatique pour dire, on dit que en bioinformatique, le mot sur case sensitive. Majuscule, c'est différent de minuscule. Même sur un seul caractère.
So here, now we are here on the grade I. This I means to ignore. So when you click on this, to ignore if this case is sensitive or, no, or not sensitive. So to go on this text, this TSP file, and then you print anything for it. So it is being irrespective of this capital letter or small letter. So once we put this I, we are saying ignore the sensitivity of this word.
Pourquoi la deuxième ça a affiché? Ouais. Grep, moins I, Borito, ça me discute sur le même fichier, mais la fichier n'a dit. Pourquoi?
Parce que c'est écrit là-bas qu'on doit passer la commande, mais en ignorant en fait que ce soit une lettre capitale ou
Voilà. I, ça veut dire quoi? Il faut ignorer la casse.
on va utiliser ça.
Donc, si vous voulez faire une recherche différemment de la casse, il faut mettre l'option moins I. Great.
Okay. We are here on this command. Grade V alto orders. So this one is going to display all the words apart from this word burrito. So it will exclude the lines with this burrito, then they display another lines. So when
L'option moins V, c'est pour inverser la recherche. Donc, il va chercher tout ce qui ne contient pas.
so you see these lines, there is no burrito there. Good. Next.
Fine. On suit tous.
So now we are here. So here, as from the previous slide, we are going to display all the lines except those with the word burrito, and this pipe, it is telling that the output of this will be used as the input from this one. So it means the output that we get from here, so we display the last three lines. So these are the three lines that we are displaying.
Et comme Peter le disait, c'est que les commandes Linux font quoi? Des petites tâches. Donc, si on veut enchaîner des tâches, qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire? On met un pipe, on prend le résultat du premier, on donne au second, le résultat du second, on donne le troisième, ainsi de suite. Et un pipe comme ça, on peut construire ce qu'on appelle un petit workflow, sans avoir besoin de programme. Et ça, c'est ce qui est intéressant sur Linux.
Yeah, because you see, what's the other option? The other option is grep v burrito. The output we probably put it into a file, right? Let's say test.txt. And then now we take that file again and we do tail on it. That's very long, right? As Peter said, we want to make things simple and our life easier, right? So you use the pipe to chain things. Okay? Right.
So now we are on the question where is it Juliet? Is it Harriet was asking now? So here we are going to get all the words with burrito from this file, and the output we go and WC is just the word count. So they are counting the words, but those words. But when we put the minus L, so we are going to count the lines.
Because I haven't introduced WC yet, can I just show what WC does? Where's that small file that you had with the chicken burrito together?
Test.
Test. Okay. So can we just look at cat test.txt? Your mouse. Click EC. Cat WC cat test.txt. Test. It was test. TST. Tab. Yeah. Enter. Now just do WC without anything. WC space
WC
test.txt, the TE and okay. If you just do WC but by default, okay, it gives you three things. What do we know? 1, 2, 3 lines, 3 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 words, 60 characters. I'm not going to count the characters, believe me. Okay? So normally WC gives you combien de lignes, hein? Combien de mots, et combien de caractères. Hein? Okay? But WC has options. Minus L, just the lines. Minus C, just the characters. Minus W, just the words. That's why WC minus L is just the lines. Okay, just wanted to show because they didn't explain this command before they introduced it. Hello.
So we continue. Yeah. So then the grape stick. So these are the. I think it is the same like this one. The difference, the words. So here you are going to count the words in the stick barito, and then you're going to display the lines with this word. So these are the 368. These are the end that you said.
It's just the L that should have been here.
Where?
And the line is too long to fit one, and that's why there's an L.
Yes. So I think from here we are together. Okay, so we are here now. Grape barito orders, then okay. You see, now we are going to find the lines in these TCV files, and then we are going to save them, or we are putting them in another file called baritos.tsv. So we are transferring our the lines with barito, and then we are putting on different text file. This is the text file that we have already created. So from there we can check if that one is there. Cat baritos. So it is showing this one. So this is the new TSV file we created. Okay. So we are here, and we are going to find this keyword or this greater sign in this ref.fa. So it's going to find every line with greater sign in this file. So these are the lines. It is chromosome 1, chromosome 2, chromosome 3. Okay. So here, as James said, so here we are going to grep nothing and we are putting to this one. So if we put this one into here, I think we are going to see, we are going to check into this ref.fa. We are going to see the empty thing. Nothing will find there. If it doesn't show anything.
Okay. Hey, but what? Oh, that's interesting. It failed, but it failed in an interesting way.
Grep option. That one
Okay,
is fine.
okay,
Try
okay.
grep.
Let us look at the two commands carefully and closely, okay? Un, deux, okay? That is screen. I need a command one. Which part? Remember, there's two things happening here. There is grep and there is the bash shell, okay? Which bits does grep see in command one? What does grep see in command two? Remember we said earlier with what was the command? Was it history? History, yeah. Here, grep sees this and sees this, okay? Because that is in quotes. The quote hides it from the shell, right? It says, don't see it, don't take this as instruction, see this as data. Grep here, grep sees nothing. Grep, nothing. The shell sees this. The instruction is redirect, okay? So this, no quotes, the shell starts here and does that because you've given it the instruction. Here, it's hiding from the shell, so there's no instruction. I don't know if you can...
Ici, bon, ici c'est correct, c'est ça, n'est-ce pas? Ici c'est correct. Si on regarde la syntaxe des grep, regardez, grep, option, on doit lui donner quoi? Un pattern et puis un fichier. Dans cette option, ici, on lui a donné quoi? Grep, pas de pattern, et puis on veut rediriger vers un fichier. Comme quand tu regardes la syntaxe, le pattern, pour regarder le pattern, ce n'est pas un crochet. Donc ça veut dire que le pattern est quoi? Obligatoire. Comme tu ne lui as pas donné de pattern, qu'est-ce qu'il a dit? Il dit voici la syntaxe d'utilisation de grep. Ce qui est optionnel, tu peux ne pas mettre, mais le pattern il est obligatoire. Donc il faut toujours donner un pattern. Mais tout ce qu'on fait comme commande, c'est lié à la syntaxe. Il faut respecter la syntaxe. Okay.
Okay. So, ls minus l. General ls is just listing all the files. But if you are adding minus l, it shows the whole path where it shows this is the privilege. For example, here you have this privilege of reading and writing. So if we put ls.l, so the file or directory will be showing this whole line with root, the size, the date, everything. But if you use ls only, it will show only the files and the folders only.
Et il faut bien regarder. Ici, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? On nous a donné l'option, n'est-ce pas? Comment utiliser? Quand on avait fait grep, en mettant le sus gref, vous avez vu qu'il y avait quelque chose à l'intérieur. Quand on a fait cette commande et que ça n'a pas réussi, qu'est-ce qu'il a fait? Il va envoyer du vide ici. Et quand on fait ls-l, regardez ici. Ça, c'est la taille du fichier. Et donc, après avoir loupé ici, regardez la taille, ça fait combien? Donc, c'est bon. On vient donc de perdre quoi? Notre nombre de références.
Even if we cut this one, we will not see anything. Even if we open this one, we shall not see anything from there.
Vous avez compris?
So,
ls-l liste tout ce qu'il y a dans le répertoire courant, mais il présente ça sous forme de grille. Le moins L pour dire ligne.
So we are here. Then another command here is copy. So we are copying with what the content of this in this file with .bak, and then we are transferring to this one.
type CP
CP.
space tiré L. Yeah. And the top. I want to show to see what CP. Yes, yeah. CP usage, the usage. CP option, source destination. CP copy the source to the destination.
I think from where we're using this. This one.
Yeah, sorry. How to? By the way, how to read this? Huh? Can you just make it move? Press enter so that we can see it up and enter. Okay, can we make maybe not all of that? I just wanted to see this. The top thing at the top where you say CP minus help. Yeah, I just want to see a little bit about it. Maybe part more. Part more. Can you part more or something like that? Or part it to head or something? Pipe is. Where's your pipe? Oops. Who's not let be? Ah, how did you do that? Magic. Head. Put to head. Enter. When you see explanations like this, okay, then if it has a bracket, it means that is optional, facultative, okay? It can be there or it cannot be there, okay? But if it is a name, then it must be there. You have to have a source, you have to have a destination. This part, the options are optional, right? But you must have a source, must have a destination, which means CP, how many, looking at the first version, yeah, how many parameters does CP take every time? Must always have at least.
Combien de paramètres? CP a obligatoirement besoin de combien de paramètres?
Looking at this first line of instruction, ignore the rest of the stuff. Just this first line. Deux, huh? How many parameters must LS have? Okay, LS. Where's minus go? It's all graphics to get this. How do you get the part? Pipe head. That did not work. It is. Yeah. Look at this explanation for LS. Okay. How many parameters must LS have? What? No. Everything is in square brackets, which means LS, nothing is needed. LS, you could just say LS, but if I just say CP with nothing, what does it mean? Copy or what? There's a must have source, must have destination. So some commands you cannot do you have to have parameters. Some commands, they don't have to have parameters, depending on what it means, okay? But you can see, if it's in square brackets, it's optional. If it's not in square brackets, you must have a parameter value there.
Donc ça veut dire qu'avant d'utiliser une commande, qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire? Il faut aller regarder sa syntaxe. Même si vous ne connaissez pas une commande, une nouvelle commande, allez regarder d'abord la syntaxe avant d'apprendre de l'utiliser.
So we are about to finish. So we're on this now. Here, cut. Here you are going to open the data that it is this file, and we are going to use them as the input for this. So as the teacher explaining, this pipeline, this pipe is telling us that the output of this should be used as input for this. So the output from this one, we shall go and find everything with that starts with the data side. So don't have anything from there.
Why? Pourquoi il donne rien?
Hey, let me
No. It's okay.
let me first check. I think there is nothing.
Why there is nothing?
Huh?
Why there is nothing? Why? Why?
I am
Who can
seeing
explain?
I am seeing where the error is.
Yeah.
You see, here we did copy what is there to here. So if we copy from what goes from the previous slide here, we have added nothing here. So it means it has replaced something that is here. But before, up to here, in this file, it is empty. So I think here we are copying what we have here, then we are moving to this file. So
Have you done it?
no. So I have copied. So let me just stop and then I see if it is over there now. It's there.
Vous avez compris pourquoi il y a rien. En fait, regardez, ce fichier-là, c'est le fichier BAC, le fichier de sauvegarde, le ref.fa. Donc, quand il a perdu, vous savez qu'on avait passé une commande où on avait perdu le contenu. Donc, qu'est-ce qu'on est venu? On est venu faire CP, c'est copier la sauvegarde dans ref.fa. Il n'avait pas fait ça. Et il allait rechercher le grep avec le signe supérieur. Donc, s'il fait le grep avec le signe supérieur, qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? C'est un fichier vide. C'est pour ça que ça n'a rien de tout.
So if we run this one, then we are good.
Il y a quelque chose là-bas. Il avait sauté une étape.
So we continue.
Ouais, it's okay.
Informatique, c'est facile, oui? Yes.
So on this one, now we are.
To this.
we are
Okay.
Now,
Okay, can we just stand up and stretch a little bit? Just to get some air, because I see we give it content on their computers and some bioinformatics tools.
so here we have a variable ABC equals 1, 2, 3. When by default the variable is called a variable when it has a value. So here ABC is here we are creating a variable called this is the name ABC, and then we are assigning to 1, 2, 3. Then we are creating another variable called this.
I have a question. What is a variable?
What is a variable? Getting philosophical here. What really is a variable?
What really is
No, 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 no.
you are? What's really a variable?
It says there it changes. See its values actually. It can never change. It can ever change.
Never change. Quelque chose de variable.
Varies.
Variable. What is more than this I want to have? When you have a variable, it is a
Actually,
model.
you know what? Can we go back to the whiteboard? Because I think we have to explain the idea of a variable with a whiteboard. Sorry. Because a variable, like you've got a form, you all fill in a form. You've been invited to a workshop, huh? In Bangui, huh? You're inviting us, right? Okay. And then no. C'est un variable. Okay? The name of the variable, the value. This is a variable. It is a name that that lets you look up a value. So nom Stanislas, nom Tony, blah 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 blah, nom Peter, whatever. Okay. Every time I can use the same variable name. Okay. I can say nom. Okay. And that, which means if I need to write a script, then I can say in my script, you know, I don't need to say, because if I don't have variables, what must I do? Okay, so you know, I don't know, if you're writing letters, you have that thing where you can make one master letter and then dear Stanislas, dear Hosanna, or whatever it is. You don't have to then make, like, imagine if we didn't have variables. Then we'd have to make a new script every time for everything. But yeah, that is a variable. It has a name and it has a value. We can go back to the screen maybe.
C'est toujours un nom et un espace mémoire. Et le contenu de l'espace mémoire, il peut changer. C'est pour ça qu'on parle de variables. Donc, normalement, si vous ne mettez rien à l'intérieur, qu'est-ce qui va se passer? C'est comme si le nom existe, mais le contenu, il est comment? Il est vide. Donc, il faut faire très attention. Une variable, c'est quelque chose qui va changer, mais il faut qu'il y ait une valeur à l'intérieur. D'un point de vue purement informatique, c'est un espace dans votre mémoire. Votre mémoire RAM. Il réserve un espace dans votre mémoire RAM au départ qui est vide. Et quand vous assignez quelque chose, vous mettez la valeur.
I think we are about to finish. We are done. We are done.
Is that the last
Yes.
answer?
That is the last.
I will deliver.
We are done.
I will, no.
You have seen the variable. How can we describe the value?
Here we go. These are the variables ABC and yeah. So to display what is in the variable, just to use echo. When we put echo ABC, it will show this one. It will show a bit 1, 2, 3.
$ABC.
It will show 1, 2, 3. So even the set, and say
No. Okay. Echo $ABC gives you the content of the variable. Let's say we are doing perhaps something different. Echo and if I do this, if I want to know echo ABC. It will display ABC, the name of the variable, not its content. If you want the content, you have to put $. Hit enter.
you see here, we are printing ABC.
Donc, une variable, il y a deux choses. Il faut avoir ça toujours en tête. C'est le nom de la variable et le contenu de la variable. Donc, il faut savoir quand est-ce que tu travailles avec le nom et quand est-ce que tu travailles avec le contenu. La valeur qui a été précédemment attribuée.
Okay. And here, can you add a D at the end?
Yeah, echo ABC,
At
echo
D.
ABCD.
D here.
Yeah.
D, yeah. Oui.
Enter.
Enter. Pourquoi?
Pourquoi il
Then-
n'affiche rien?
There's nothing here. Why is it blank?
Pourquoi il n'y a rien quand on fait echo $ABC?
Why are we seeing nothing?
Because
Yes?
what do you say?
Because what?
Because
Loudly.
Loudly.
because this variable, something is called a variable because it has a value.
Yeah.
So that thing that doesn't have a value. That's what it is.
Le dollar affiche quoi?
So we do not have a variable
On
called
a mis la variable. Si on n'a pas la variable, on n'a pas de contenu. Comme la variable n'existe pas, il n'y a pas de contenu. Voilà, c'est ce que ça veut dire. Donc le dollar cherche le contenu, on est là. Le contenu de quoi? D'une variable qui n'existe pas. C'est comme ça que c'est.
Or no, it doesn't. It doesn't. We use the word in English undefined
Undefined. Yeah.
because when we give it a value, we use the word define. We are defining it. Okay. So and the define and undefined, it can either be in some systems to ask for the value of an undefined variable. It is an error. You will get an error message. Okay.
You're
In
looking
other
for some
systems-
person who does not exist.
But you're looking for something that doesn't exist. So if I ask, so do you have a norm, prenorm, a norm, whatever? But if I ask, what is the name of your pet elephant? Pet elephant is undefined. Stanislas has, I'm assuming, yeah, has no pet elephant. Okay. So now sometimes it can be wrong to ask. Not ask a thing that doesn't have an answer. Then it's an error. But in this case, with the shell, it doesn't make an error. It just says, I give you nothing. But now, I don't know. Do you have
Oh, yeah.
pet elephant?
To add to that, remember, a variable can also hold nothing.
Yeah.
Just to separate those two things.
Yeah.
Okay? Undefined variable, but also a variable can be defined, but the value is nothing. Okay? Two separate things.
Can we try that and see?
Yeah, so for example, now do this ABCD.
Equals.
Is equal to.
No, just do, go back. Do ABCD. Equal. Double quote.
One small.
Enter. And then go back. Echo.
Echo. ABCD.
To go back to just up twice, yeah.
Yep.
No? So now what, James?
So it appears the output is the same, but it is not. Right? Because the first one is telling you the variable is undefined. But the second instance is telling you that the variable is defined, but the value is nothing. So it looks the same, but they are two different ones. Okay?
But just keep that in your head for the future.
Yeah, very important.
Yes, that's what they wanted to ask. Is there a scenario where that one works?
Where you put nothing.
Yes.
Sometimes, yes. If
Yeah. Often we use nothing to indicate. I'm trying to remember. So if we basically get a value and we, so does set
hold on.
minus u work in the interactive shell?
Hmm?
But this is let me just see if this works. I'm not sure if this will work. I changed how the shell behaves. Okay? Because what you can use, what the empty value is for, okay, is, let's say I'm searching for something and the thing is not there, but I want to save the fact that there is nothing there. Then an empty value is useful. But I want to not, use what I've done here is set minus u, okay? I've told Bash, if I try and use a variable which is undefined, it's now turned it into an error. Now, this and this is no longer the same. That is because I've changed its behavior. Because sometimes, because what you don't want to do is use a variable assuming maybe I made a mistake. I typed in the variable name wrong. Sometimes I wanted to rather end the program if I type the variable name wrong, then silently use an undefined value. So that's why the difference between empty and undefined is important. Because, like, we made mistakes. Anyway, I don't know if you can have huh?
Vous pouvez définir une variable avec. J'ai dit par exemple, je définis une variable dans laquelle je mets du vide. C'est ça l'espace. Je donne un nom, je ne définis pas la variable. Ici, par exemple, dans l'exemple qu'il avait fait ici, cette variable-là n'avait pas été définie. Donc, ça veut dire qu'elle n'existe pas. Et puis, il a essayé de faire écho. Mais écho affiche quoi? Le contenu de la variable. Le contenu de la variable, d'une variable qui n'existe pas. Voilà pourquoi on a mis une bonne variable. Alors qu'ici, ABCD, c'est une variable dans laquelle on avait mis, et regardez ici. Ici, on a mis quoi? L'espace. Donc, quand on a exécuté, qu'est-ce qu'il a affiché? Il a affiché une ligne où il n'y a qu'un seul espace. Il y a un espace. Ici, ça ne veut pas dire qu'il n'y a rien. Ici, qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Ça veut dire qu'il y a un espace. Alors qu'ici, la variable n'a pas été définie. Donc, une variable, si on veut travailler avec son contenu, elle doit être définie.
Okay, the last, this is the unset, this is just to create the variable, use this command. So the last one is, this one is showing all the environment that you have in your machine.
Okay. Normalement, lorsque vous travaillez sur un ordinateur, à l'installation, Linux a lui-même ses variables. Il y a des variables qu'on appelle des variables qui sont sur la machine. Et donc, vous pouvez afficher toutes les variables qui sont sur la machine.
These are the environment.
Et regardez ici, les variables qui sont définies sur la machine, il y a la variable shell qui a été assignée à quoi? Slash bin bash. La variable pwd qui a été assignée à quoi? Slash root tutorial. La variable log name aussi, root, ainsi de suite. Et tout ça, ça s'appelle des variables d'environnement. Et donc, quand on va travailler avec des variables, on va travailler avec des variables qu'on va définir, mais on va travailler aussi avec des variables du système qu'on appelle des variables d'environnement. Et on en aura besoin pour écrire nos scripts shell. On en aura besoin pour écrire nos scripts shell. Right, it's not finished.
No, one more page, right?
There is one more page.
Oh no, it's just in a page of encouragement.
No,
Keep going.
Go back. I have a question.
Go back. You always know the questions, James. Yes.
I always have questions. So we can see that there are different variables there, right? So what would happen if we said echo $pwd but in lowercase?
Eh? Okay, good one. PW. No. Let's choose one that's more interesting. Like, let's put it user. User's the easy one to look at.
Okay.
Echo $user, but lowercase. What's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
It is not as simple.
It says you get nothing. Anyone else?
If there is that variable, all the user is counting will explode. If there is nothing, it will explode.
That's That's being
En fait,
like
echo dollar.
that's being like a hyena.
En fait, echo dollar user, et regardez, parmi les variables d'environnement, il y a une variable qui s'appelle user, n'est-ce pas, qui est assignée à root, n'est-ce pas. Et j'ai fait echo dollar user en minuscule. La question est la suivante. Qu'est-ce qui va se passer? User is the variable.
So you're saying it's not defined.
It's not defined.
All right, let's see what
The
happens.
same.
Except I said set minus u, so it's probably going to give an error. So yeah. Let's see. Unbound. Can I introduce one more term? Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
We've used the term defined and undefined. Now it says bound, unbound. Okay. Defined and is the same thing as bind. And I like the term bind. To bind is to take something and attach it to something else. So if it's not bound, then it's not attached. So if I just say name, it's unbound. But if I say name, then it's Stephen. Okay? Unbound is undefined. Bound is defined. Okay? What happens next? I want to see what happens next. What happens next? There was a button that said do the next thing. We haven't. Keep going. Keep going. It's an invitation.
Peter, Peter, do you think it's good to emphasize here that like environmental variables typically have uppercase or
Yeah, environment. There's no law. Okay, so in other words, if you use a lowercase environment variable, the police will not come arrest you. But by convention, we normally in the shell use uppercase, big letters for naming our variables. Okay, except I break the convention all the damn time. But yeah. Okay, keep going. What happens when you say keep going? Ah, there's more. So we can do that one, yes?
Okay. I want you to do this.
Do you want to do this one? Okay, then we can do that one. Next exercise.
Next exercise.